song. I like going to concerts a lot. I like the 80s bands a lot. I like old bands, but I feel sorry for those bands because I'm convinced they've got to be tired of shit of singing the same old songs year after year. I mean, some of them for decades now. And how much I would personally, I would pay extra. I'd pay probably double to go see the B-52s and watch them cover some early 80s metal shit. Wouldn't you? I mean, how much would you pay, seriously, for Mental Wounds Not Healing? Driving me insane! Going off the rails again! On a crazy train! Fucking cray-cray! Locomotive Loco! Someday, man. Maybe I should write the fucker a letter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've done some self-destructive things. Ever dress up in a deer suit, go up north, and get hit by cars? Just thought I'd ask. So anyway, I'm really happy to be here because the last please let me go on. The last comedy show I performed at was way up here, way up in northern Michigan. It sucked. There were only 2 members in the audience, and one of them was a deer. At least the deer laughed. Then I found out the comedy club owner was a deer too. So I was like, all right, hoof over the money, hoof it over. And all I got was $1. Well, I made more at that club than this club, but all right, it's all good. Yeah, thanks. I don't get that one. I don't get that one either. But you ever, God, you ever get an esophagus in your neck? I've got this esophagus in my neck and I just can't get it out. Anyway, I don't get that one either. A friend of mine told me this great Arabic joke. You guys got to hear it. Great Arabic joke. Hey, listen to this one. You gotta love that one. Yep, so I was up in northern Michigan. People up in northern Michigan, please let me go on, please let me go on. People up in northern Michigan, they're crazy up there. They're half human, half animal. I'm not kidding. I know this deer that runs a general store up there. It's great. All you have to do is walk in, make like a sudden move. It scares me, leaves you taking all the food. And I did another evil thing while I was up in northern Michigan. I did something evil. This is all about me confessing to you guys. I've done some evil thing. I was at one of these. Remember those old gas stations in the back of the day? Some of my people won't understand that. Like, they're old-timey gas stations where you could pay for the gas, and then you have to stop the pump yourself. Like, you could go over if you wanted. Well, I paid the girl $20 up in northern Michigan. I went outside, filled my car up, I swear to God, until it said $20 and 1 cent. That's right. And I took out of there like a bat out of hell. Son of a bitch, they never caught me. And then I did another evil thing. You know those trays like at the gas station, on the counter it says like, need a penny, take a penny, give a penny, grab a penny. I just grabbed all the pennies and I took out of there like a bat out of hell. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm fucking insane. I'm sorry, I apologize. I have a lot of mental problems and all right. So I did another evil thing the other day. I was at this place called Ramshorn. It's like a local Detroit Denny's. Have you ever heard of it? It's a horrible place. Anyway, I was there and I was paying my bill and I saw this money can on the counter. It was so confusing, like one of those money cans, like soliciting fun. Like it said, "Help fight retarded children." Yeah, help fight retarded children. And I was like, what the hell? And I looked at the face on the can and I thought to myself, I could take that guy. Son of a bitch. And then they had this 10% senior citizen discount, right, at the Ramshorn. So I ordered an old man. But he had age spots, so I sent him back to Florida. Son of a bitch. And then I was really hungry for some Indian food. I was recently in Royal Oak. Please let me go on. I was in Royal Oak, Michigan. I was hungry for some Indian food, and I saw this place called A Taste of India. I was so excited, and I walked in, and there was shit everywhere and starving people on the ground. I got my taste of India. Yeah, that wasn't right. And then I was recently in San Francisco. The other guy was like the gay guy or whatever, the comedian. He was talking about being in LA. No, he's not gay. I like him. He looks like the guy from Aha, the singer. He's a good-looking guy. Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. I hope he gets laid tonight. I want somebody to fuck that guy tonight. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. Yeah, but no, I'm seriously. Seriously, I was recently in San Francisco. Please let me go on. I was in San Francisco. Please. All right, and I was really hungry, and I went to this restaurant, and these dudes like asked me what my seating preference was, gay or not gay. Yeah, they asked me what my seating preference was, gay or not gay. So I was like, all right, gay, and they stuck me in the rear. So yeah, that sucked. Anyway, I don't know. Speaking of gay people, or I don't know, maybe not speaking. I don't know. Forget it. Doesn't matter. Anyone been through any bad relationships?
Yeah.
Yeah, he know, mess my guy. Yeah, I used to date a Chinese chick.
Lucky you.
She was really sweet and sour. The only problem is, the only problem is whenever we make love, I get horny an hour later. So.
So, I guess, here we are, everybody, together, living in a world where all my fun is ruined by the sheer fact that I am now an adult. When I was a kid, growing up sounded like it was going to be fun, you know, and then you grow up and you find out all those things that you believed in were myths and lies, you know, like dragons and Santa Claus and democracy, like it's all bullshit. And then you grow up and you find out all those things that you used to do as a kid, you can't do it anymore, not without the eyes of judgment upon you, you know, like I can't hit the playground after work all by myself and get on the swing set alone and try to break my own personal best jump record, you know, not without people talking. And people get real weirded out when they turn the corner on a public hiking trail, find me building a fort in the middle of the woods, like, just answer the riddle and I will allow you to pass. I don't know what's so difficult about this. And what is so wrong? What is so wrong with a grown man playing with a couple action figures from time to time? You know, what's wrong with that? Why is it okay for you to argue with a complete stranger on Facebook over a topic neither of you know anything about, and that's okay? But I want to sit in my den and bust out a couple action figures. Well, now I'm the weird one, you know? Sure, it's okay to collect them. You can collect them and put them up on a shelf, and you got to leave them in the box, though, they say. You know, leave them in the box. You know? Okay, smart guy. You tell me this. How is the immortal Hulk Hogan supposed to defend your freedom against the evil foreign menace, the Iron Sheik, if I can't take him out of the goddamn box? While we're talking about it, while I fully support you playing with your action figures, I do not support you playing with my action figures. And there are two reasons. First reason is you probably play with them wrong and just bang them together and make a mockery out of the whole damn thing. Reason two, they're my toys. You get your own fucking toys. Well, yeah. You know, the one thing you can still do when you grow up that I enjoyed as a child was go for a bike ride. I can still hop on my bicycle, pedal around a little bit. But even riding your bike when you become an adult, that's got to get all weird and complicated. You know, like when I was a kid, my bike didn't have a headlight and a tail light and a speedometer and a heart rate machine and a little flag and a seat specifically designed to make me feel like someone just shoved a dolphin up my ass. Yeah? And it certainly didn't mean wearing spandex so tight that it makes my nuts look like I shoved a tomato down my shorts and smashed it with a hammer. Right? But I guess we should be thankful I can still ride my bike at least. But what about the other stuff? Like, what about the other stuff? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Do I have to wait? Do I have to wait until I'm old enough for crazy to turn into cute? You know? You gotta look at that cute old man on the swing set. Oh, he brought his toys with him. That's adorable. Why should I have to wait, you know? That's age discrimination. That's what that is. That's wrong. Let's say, fuck it, you know, if you're not hurting anybody, who gives a shit, right? You know, go to the playground, have a jump competition. Go build a fort in the middle of the woods. For God's sakes, once in a while, sit down in your den or wherever, bust out a couple action figures and just see what kind of magic you can create right there. But remember my one rule. Just play with your own action figures. Okay? Because to me, action figures are a lot like testicles. Okay? Like, I've got no problem with you playing with yours, but you know, we're gonna have to be real good friends before I let you play with mine. Serious. So, we say allow us to have the bars when we get older. I mean, booze is kind of a consolation prize for adults anyway. Like, yeah, it's kind of shitty. Have a drink. You know, I'm from northern Michigan, as Brian mentioned, and a while ago a buddy of mine took me to a bar up there in the middle of nowhere in a more, let's say, rural part of northern Michigan, and I'm not going to say the name of the village, just in case there are any residents here. I mean, I don't know. I didn't see any lawnmowers in the parking lot, so we should be okay. But let's just say if you looked at the browser history of their dial-up internet, you'd probably only find farmersonly.com searches and failed searches for Obama's birth certificate. But not failed because it doesn't exist, but failed because certificate doesn't start with an S. So anyway, we walked into that bar. We walked into that bar and that place was packed, and I started surveying the landscape a little bit, and the crowd was kind of rowdy and the beer was flowing heavy. Looked like there was already a fight about to break out at one end of the bar. They must have been brothers because they looked a lot alike in the sense that they both had an eye patch on. So I assume they were related in some way. So I tried to steer clear of them before I was initiated in what I can only assume is some kind of redneck eye patch fight club of some sort. I don't know. I didn't ask him. So, but I sat down at my table. I said, "Am I interrupting something?"
Yeah.
Sir?
My drink.
It'll be with you in a moment.
Oh no. Okay.
So we sat down at the bar and I started surveying the landscape there a little bit, and I have a very overactive imagination, and you couple that with a little social anxiety, and I started to worry that I had stumbled into some kind of redneck hillbilly wormhole that I'd never be able to escape from, and I'd go to walk out the door that night just to walk back into the same bar like I was stuck in some kind of country bumpkin Twilight Zone episode, and I'd never be able to escape. The only means of escape would be that I would have to become one of them and assimilate myself into their culture, you know. And becoming one of them was a terrifying prospect because that meant I'd have to do things that I wasn't proud of at this point. I'd have to do things like record Duck Dynasty and then watch Duck Dynasty. It meant that now I had 2 pickup trucks, and I'd had 8 if I mowed my lawn at that point. She's been up north. My entire library at home consists only of turkey hunting magazines and auto traders. The only book I actually own is a novel adaptation of Cannonball Run. Right? Death by fireworks becomes a legitimate possibility at this point. A night out with the old lady means hitting the Walmart right after we get kicked out of Applebee's. Her and I start reproducing at an alarming rate, pumping out so many dirty, barefooted little shitheads that you think we were trying to assemble our own NASCAR pit crew, which is true. I start quoting the Bible and the Constitution with unapologetic confidence, which is ironic because at this point I will have read neither one of those. And as the days go by and I feel my neck turn a deeper shade of red, I start to feel like kind of want to punch every gay guy I see, because sometimes when I sit alone in my garage and I drink too many Busch Lights, I start to feel like maybe I kind of want to put a dick in my mouth. And then I get angry, because I don't understand feelings anymore. And so instead of coming to terms and accepting who I am, I just go outside and I shoot some critters and I come home and I yell at my wife or whatever. I'll figure it out. So that's all I was worried about. Just worried that I'd never be able to leave them by the time I was able to. It'd be too late. And I'd be too assimilated to their culture, so I just joined that eye patch fight club just so I could feel the touch of another man. And then punch him for being a queer. But when we went to leave that night, I walked out easily out the door to my car without any trouble. I realized that maybe my fears were a little exaggerated that evening. So, very relieved. I think to celebrate this weekend, I'm going to take my cousin out to dinner at the Applebee's. We'll see where the night goes, Maybe even the Walmart. I don't know yet.
But that shit ain't funny.
Well, thank you, folks. My name is Ben Max. Thank you for coming out tonight. Give it up for your host, Mr. Brian B.
I got pulled over the other night. The cop was like, hey, you got a headlight out? I'm like, yeah, I just haven't gotten it fixed because chicks dig motorcycles. She likes motorcycles. So, alright, I'll wait a second for everyone to get it. Alright. So, racism's an issue. Huh? How about those prisms? Seem kind of racist. Always separating colors. The prisms. Yeah, well, this is really stupid. This is silly. This is gonna get worse. I want to start up a dating app called From Across the Room, because according to Love Songs, that's where you meet people. From across the room. Yeah. This is silly. I've been looking at buying a house, and I saw one online that I liked, but as I was driving to look at it, the sign heading to, going into the neighborhood said no outlet. I'm like, well, shit, where am I going to plug in all my stuff? I can't live in a house like that. You guys get high too. All right. That's cool. All right. And my kind of people.
Yeah, right.
Have you guys? I should have I didn't know you guys were smoking. Next time, invite me. It'd be cool. But have you guys ever been so high that you dropped your phone in the toilet and you thought you could fix it by putting it in an Anne Rice book? Try it out, you know? But it don't work like that. I think it's funny when people walk a lot faster when you hold the door for them. It makes me want to like open up a gym. There's just like hallways and doors being held. But I go to like the gym every once, so I'm not one of those because those aren't around yet. But you wait. But sometimes when I go to the gym, I see people like doing those one-arm cable pulls. And I really want to walk up to them and be like, hey, I don't think it's going to start. Have you checked the gas? I know I seem happy and whatever, but I got dumped not that long ago. But so I was down for a bit, but things are turning around because recently I found out my penis is 650 miles long on a map. What does it mean? Like maps used to be a thing back in the day. What's it mean? Okay, so whatever. There's a lot to remember, guys. So, you know, after getting dumped, I was a little depressed. So when I went to the grocery store, I just started using self-checkout. Self-checkout, because I was getting that blue, you know. Like, this is just I recently wrote a joke for Laffy Taffy. So now I tell all my buddies that I'm a ghostwriter for a rapper. Because that's a rap. You know what I mean? So I'm a rapper. All right. So Facebook has this new thing, like when you first thing in the morning, it'll be like Facebook cares about you and your memories. So how about you share the picture of you and your ex-girlfriend? I'm like, thanks, Facebook. Do you think hippies like corduroys because they're groovy? This is a little stiff. When dogs like pissed me off, I used to give them noogies, but then I realized they like them. I recently switched to Sprint. They sent me a personalized welcome to Sprint video, but I haven't had a strong enough signal to watch it yet.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Is that why you've been drinking? Is you like, oh fuck it, I can get that video. I really fucking want to watch that video. Isn't it funny how a girl is only considered a slut when she slept with a lot of guys and none of them were you? I'm like, you guys know a few. You guys remember when Barnes & Nobles, those all closed down? Like, I didn't get why they went out of business. I was doing my part. I used to go there all the time, read stuff, put it back, and leave. What'd you guys do? I was doing my thing. I used to read books, but I stopped after I read my 39th because I heard Red 40 causes cancer. I don't want cancer. people that aren't high right now are like, this is fucking stupid. It's like these drunk and highs are like, this is the shit. And everybody else like, what the fuck's he talking about? That's fine. Football's going on, eh, guys?
Yeah!
You ever think the quarterback, the center gives the quarterback the ball because he's sick of hearing the quarterback talk about how many huts he saw on his hike? Just take the ball, man, and get away from him. NASCAR would be a lot more interesting if every once in a while they put a sign on the back of one of the race cars that said, "Caution, baby on board." I'm not saying put a baby on board, but it's like, make me think there's one. If you guys remember like the WWJD bracelets, if you ever see somebody like jaywalk with one of those on, just be like, hey, Jesus would have taken the crosswalk. Just let 'em know. Let's do a little crowd participation joke. So when I say me, you guys should say me. All right, let's try it. Me.
Me.
Who wants to blow me? I got one. It's always well, I do got a room.
Yeah.
So if any girls want to get lucky after the show, we can walk around and look for heads up pennies. Because I'm seeing a gal, but we can still go. You know, I could make some money from this show. That'd be cool. I used to not believe in psychics, but then I walked by a psychic store and they had a sign that said, "Yes, we're open." I was like, how'd you know? That's what I was wondering. You are real. I was getting ready to I was about to have sex with this gal, and she's like, "Just to let you know, Scott, I'm not into meaningless sex." So as I was banging her, I recited inspirational quotes. At one point, she's like, "Deeper." I'm like, "I'm already on Henry David Thoreau. I can't go deeper." So I was texting this girl, and she was drunk, but I wasn't. She's like, "Scott, you're not being very fun right now. So could you pretend to be drunk?" So I started texting my ex-girlfriend. That's kind of what I do.